Nightshade, Chapter 2, Storm Between Storms. The chamber was cold and alive with silence, the kind that made your skin crawl like it knew something you didn't. Stone rose into shadows above her, slick with moisture, carved in patterns too old to name. Vines dangled like nooses from cracks in the ceiling, brushing jagged walls that bled dampness. The floor was uneven and cracked, pools of stagnant water collecting in spots like dark eyes. It didn't smell like death, but something close, something buried. Then came the breath. Nyla jolted up with a gasp, hands slapping the ground, body twisting like she'd been ripped from a nightmare she couldn't remember. Her chest heaved, heartbeat smashing against her ribs. She spit dust and bile, coughing as she dragged herself upright, arms trembling. The orb was gone, but something was still here inside her. Her skin buzzed. Her veins felt full of static. Her right arm burned, then cooled. She looked down. The tattoo was still there. Black vines coiling up her forearm, wrapping around bone like they were holding her together from the outside. One of the flowers pulsed, green and slow, like it had a heartbeat, then went dim, as if whatever powered it had slipped into sleep. Then she felt it. The air shifted, not with sound, but with pressure thick and slow, like the whole place was holding its breath. She could sense it now. Life. Small things behind the walls. Insects. Roots twitching under stone. And farther off, a person. Moving. Breathing. Human. Distant. Not a threat yet. Her nerves were razor-wired, but she moved steady, scanning the shadows. Then came the whisper. It didn't echo. It sank. Crawled up through the ground, through her boots, her spine, her skull soft and cracked, like something buried too long in damp soil. Nyla, one word, carved into her bones. Noton, no face, just her name and the weight behind it. A warning, or a memory. She staggered back, fist clenched tight enough to crack a knuckle. The chamber was still empty, still watching. Her eyes caught a flicker of silver in the dirt beside her bag. She dropped to one knee, swept it aside, her phone. The screen was cracked but still lit. One new message, Ace. She opened it. F19 plus green light. Her breath caught. That was his voice in code. Sharp. Focused. It meant he was alive, but moving. On the run. Or bleeding out and refusing to stop. She typed fast. I'm Al. The screen went black. Dead. She exhaled hard, jaw locking. Not in fear. Just focus. Ace was smart. Ace was tough. But he wasn't invincible. And if he needed her, she had to move. Her eyes shifted toward the far wall, where stone broke into a narrow tunnel behind a curtain of tangled vines. No sound, no light, just a way forward. She stepped through, didn't look back, didn't need to. The vine curtains swayed behind her, even though there was no wind. Something pressed against the stone in her wake, a faint ripple in the dust, like breath through bone. Whatever had whispered her name, it was coming with her. Ace stepped out the Hellcat slow, hood up, left arm tight against his ribs. Trash lined the alley like forgotten confessions. Old syringes, bullet casings, liquor bottles with stories nobody survived to tell. A single red bulb buzzed overhead, casting a sick glow on the wet concrete. He passed a mural tagged over with gang symbols. The paint still fresh, the warnings clear. Every step echoed like it was being counted. At the end of the alley, he banged twice, then once slow, sharp, and waited. A narrow slit slid open in the metal door, revealing two tired eyes and a face carved out of years of bad decisions. Ain't this a plot twist? The guard muttered, voice dry as dust. You still got all your limbs, or you just out here leaking hope in bad decisions? He squinted harder, then chuckled like gravel scraping a coffin lid. Last time I saw you, you swore you was out the game. Look at you now, back like rent. The lock clanked open slow. Come on, Ace. Before the concrete starts to skin questions. Ace stepped through the door, rain dripping from his hood. His shadow stretched long in the flickering hallway light. He handed over a black card with 4 holes punched clean across the bottom, never breaking eye contact. The guard raised a brow. You don't say nothing now? Ace's voice came low and steady like thunder you feel in your bones. Talking too much leaves footprints. He glanced down at the hallway floor, blood trailing from under his sleeve. "And I can't afford to be followed tonight." The guard leaned back, blinked slow like the words took a second to land. "Damn, all right then." He stepped aside, muttering, still cryptic as ever, like a damn fortune cookie dipped in blood. Ace didn't flinch, just kept walking, every step measured, like he was counting the building's heartbeats. He stepped into the clinic expecting chaos, but found surgical silence. The floor was spotless tile. The walls glinted with stainless steel drawers and backlit cabinets. It smelled like alcohol wipes and lavender antiseptic. A woman stood under a harsh LED, hunched over an exam table. Latex gloves snapped into place. A fat blunt burned between her fingers. Her movements were fast and precise. Her skin was rich mahogany, hair frizzed into a careless bun. Her voice was sarcasm soaked in precision. "Wow, another bleed now, explain later case. This city's gonna make me rich or ruin my spine, whichever hits first." She glanced over her shoulder. Her eyes squinted, then lit up with a flash of recognition and mockery. "Well, I'll be damned. Ace of no face. I thought you were off-grid again. 6 months of silence, and not even a ghost to chase." Ace's voice stayed calm. "Half of that time I was gone. The other half, I was teaching my sister how to survive." She raised a brow, took a slow drag from the blunt. "So 3 months vanishing, then 3 months showing Nyla how to hustle while your mama's laid up in a coma?" "She fell into the coma during that second stretch," he said. "Money got tight. We didn't have time to grieve. We had to get useful." She shook her head. "Damn, that's the kind of loyalty that breaks people. Or builds them different." "Both," Ace replied. She flicked ash into a steel tray, watching him. "I stitched you up before you got that tattoo on your forearm. Back then, you were still smiling." Tala waved a hand. "Aya, get in here. Got a stubborn ghost leaking memories on my floor." The curtain peeled back. Aya stepped in slim, braid down her back tied with red thread, medallions swinging from her belt. Her skin was sun-brown and wind-bitten, like she grew up chasing bonfires in mountain air. She carried a surgical tray in shaking hands, eyes wide and alert. "Hello. Okay, what are we dealing with, Dr. Tala? Gunshot? Stabbing? Sudden collapse for mysterious regrets." Tala pointed at Ace. "Arm bullet. Through the meat. You clamp, I cut. If he dies, your fault." "What? Wait, what?" "Kidding. Mostly." Aya stumbled forward, setting the tray beside the table. Ace slid off his hoodie in one smooth motion. Blood soaked the sleeve. The wound was deep, but clean. "Same one," Ace said. "Took shrapnel years back. Never healed right. Never had the time." She probed the wound with her tools. "Last I heard, you were done. Ghosted. Then your mom got hit. I figured the silence meant you were grieving somewhere nobody knows your name." "Names are for the living," Ace said. "I've been walking in shadows too long to care what the light remembers." Tala paused mid-stitch, then looked up at him. "You ever let one of us stitch up your past? Not while it's still bleeding." She exhaled slowly, stitched the final knot with a snap. "Congratulations, soldier. You're not actively dying, unless you trip over your guilt on the way out." Her work was flawless. The wound closed, the pain muted. She stepped back. "Now tell me, how's Nyla?" Still sketching nightmares and walking through storms like they owe her money. Ace pulled on his hoodie, voice low. "She ran when the bullets dropped. I told her to. Haven't heard her voice since, but I know she's breathing." Aya blinked. "You know, if she wasn't," Ace said, "the silence would have reached me by now." He stood, stiff but functional. "Where you going?" Aya asked. "To find my sister, and the one who thought they could shoot me and disappear." "With that shoulder?" Tala raised an eyebrow. "Pain's just a voice," Ace said. "I stopped listening a long time ago." He turned, walking down the hall like the building owed him answers. At the steel door, the guard waited. He didn't speak, just opened it slow. Outside, air spilled in, wet with rain and neon hum. "No questions," the guard muttered. "I already know the answers won't help me sleep." Ace stepped past him. Crack! A flash of lightning lit the alley. In that second, Ace stepped through the threshold, and when the light blinked out, he was gone. No footsteps, no creak, just rain and shadows. Aya stood frozen, then stammered, Did you see that? He just phased out, like a coupon the day after it expires. Nyla took a long drag, eyes still on the door. Good. Means he's still dangerous.
Streetlights flicker, scared of what's to come. The air is frozen, every soul feels numb.